Shalom, Israel. I want to start off by giving all praises to Yahawah, by Hashem, Yahawashi. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone, and blessings to the elect. It's the brother Yahawah from the Great Millstone Dallas camp. And I want to go into confidence today with you brothers, man, and how important it is to have it. You know, one of my favorite scriptures to go into is Romans 15:4. It says the things that were written aforetime were written for our learning. And you see the confidence and the faith that our forefathers had for Yahawah, Yahawashi, and they can't do nothing but help boost up a spiritual man. You know, when you understand the spirit and power of Yahawah, Yahawashi, and when it rests on you, you know what I'm saying, the possibilities are endless. You know, when the spirit of Heavenly Father is on you, you can do anything, man. There ain't no way to get around that. We got the strongest power ever. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm gonna do is I want to go to 1 Samuel and read about King David slaying Goliath, and I want to show I want to harp on the intensity and the fervor and the confidence that he had in Yahawah, Yahawashi. You know what I'm saying? Coming up against Goliath when our people was going head to head with the Philistines under King Saul's rulership. This is 1 Samuel chapter 17 verse 9. Excuse me. It says, now Saul and they and all the men of Israel were in the valley of Elah fighting with the Philistines. And David rose up early in the morning and left the sheep with a keeper, and took and went and as Jesse had commanded him. And he came to the trench as the host was going forth to the fight, and shouted for the battle. For Israel and the Philistines had put the battle in array, army against army. Excuse me. It says, and David left his carriage in the hand of the keeper of the carriage, and ran into the army, and came and saluted his brethren. And as he talked with them, behold, there came up a champion, the Philistine Gath, Goliath by name, and of the armies of the Philistines, and spake according to the same words, and David heard them. And all the men of Israel, when they saw the man, fled from him, and were so afraid. Now keep in mind, we at war. We at war with these people, you know what I'm saying? And Goliath was a giant, pretty much, huge fucking dude, you know? And he was intimidating by sight. But David wasn't worried about that, you know what I'm saying? It says in verse 25, it says, and the men of Israel said, have ye seen this man that is come up? Surely to defy Israel is he come up. And it shall be that the man who killeth him, the king will enrich him with great riches, and will give him his daughter, and make his father's house feel free in Israel. You know what I'm saying? So they basically saying anybody who can beat Goliath, you know what I'm saying, King Saul gonna take care of him, you know. And David spake to the men that stood by him, saying, what shall be done to the man that killeth this Philistine, and taketh away the reproach from Israel? For who is this uncircumcised Philistine that he should defy the armies of the living power? You know what I'm saying? David was amped up by that. That shit pissed him off. You know what I'm saying? David was like, nah, man, what the hell you mean? You know what I'm saying? This uncircumcised, filthy ass, stinking ass Hamite gonna run up, you know what I'm saying, disrespecting Yahawah, Yahawashi. Nah, nigga, not on my watch. You know what I'm saying? It says, and the people answered him in this manner, saying, so shall it be done to the man that killeth him. And Eliab, his eldest brother, heard when he spake unto the men. And Eliab's anger was kindled against David. And he said, why camest thou down hither? And with what hast thou left those few sheep in the wilderness? I know thy pride and thy naughtiness of thy heart. For thou art come down that thou art mightiest to see that thou mightest see battle. And his brother was basically getting on him. He was like, man, what the hell you gonna do? Your little ass come out here, man. We the ones that gotta fight. What the hell you doing, man? And King David was like, nah, man. He said, shit. And David said, what have I done? Is there not a cause? Should I not be pissed off about this Philistine coming up here talking shit to us? Am I not supposed to be bothered by that shit? If you scared, you scared. Don't be trying to put that shit on me. Because he had that spirit of the Lord on him, man. You know, everybody else was intimidated. Everybody else was scared. But what did it say earlier in the chapter, earlier in the book? It said that David had the heart. He had the mind of Yahawah, Yahawashi. And that's what separated him from his brothers, man. And he turned from him toward another and spake after the same manner. And the people answered him again after the former manner. And when these were when the words were heard which David spake, they rehearsed them before Saul, and he sent for him. You know what I'm saying? So now they done went and told Saul, hey, David out here, we got this little kid pretty much that's out here causing up ruckus. You know, he out here talking shit to the Philistines. We the ones that got to fight. They was complaining. You know what I'm saying? Bunch of warriors and shit that was scared of the battle, and David wasn't having that because he had the right spirit on him. And David said to Saul, let no man's heart fail because of him. Don't be scared of this big sorry motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? It says, thy servant will go and fight with this Philistine. He said, don't worry about all that, man. He said, I got this. You know what I'm saying? The spirit of the Lord is on me. So while these other dudes scared, he said, nah, everybody having heart attacks and shaking in their boots. I'm finna go whoop this nigga. And Saul said to David, thou art not able to go up against the Philistine to fight with him, for thou art but a youth, and he a man of war from his youth. See, even Saul trying to talk him out of it. You know what I'm saying? And David said unto Saul, he said, thy servant has kept his father's sheep, and there came a lion and a bear, and took a lamb out of the flock. And I went after him and smote him and delivered it out of his mouth. And when he arose against me, I caught him by his beard and smote him and slew him. Thy servant slew both a lion and a bear, and this uncircumcised Philistine shall be as one of them, seeing he had defied the armies of the living power. You know what I'm saying? He was like, shit, I said, man, I'd have killed a bear and a lion just protecting the sheep. Ain't no difference between this damn Philistine and them. Shit, he said the spirit of the Lord was on me for that, and the spirit of the Lord gonna be on me for this. All right, and it says, David said, moreover, the Lord had delivered me out of the paw of the lion and the paw of the bear. He will deliver me out of the hand of this Philistine. And Saul said unto David, go, and the Lord be with thee. Now you see that confidence? You see that confidence that David exhibited? You know what I'm saying? Now you got to think about the time they was in, man. They was going to war with giants, big ass Philistines, man. And they had been getting, you know what I'm saying? They had been getting lumped up pretty good. They was taking their lumps. They was going back and forth when you go into the history. But you see how afraid everybody was of Goliath. So that lets you know the mind state of most of the army. And then here comes David, a skinny little kid, come up with all this confidence and knowing that he just gonna take this thing down because he gave the props to the Lord. David didn't go of his own and said that. He said, the Lord delivered me out of the paw of the lion. The Lord delivered me out of the paw of the bear. And the Lord is going to deliver me out of the hand of this funky ass Philistine. You know what I'm saying? And he went and did that. It says, and Saul armed David with his armor, and he put a helmet of brass on his head, and he armed him with the coat of a mail. And David girded his sword. And David girded his sword upon his armor, and he essayed to go, for he had not proved it. And David said unto Saul, I cannot go with these, for I have not proved them. And David put them off. So he gave him all this army. He gave him all this armor, and he got him out there trying to look like a Philistine or trying to make him look intimidating. And David took that shit off. He was like, man, you're going to get me killed with all this armor. Man, I got this. I told you the spirit of the Lord is on me. You know what I'm saying? And David took all this shit off because he didn't need it. Verse 40, it says, and he took the staff in his hand, and he chose five smooth stones out of the brook, and he took them in the shepherd's bag which he had, and even in a scrip, and his sling was in his hand, and he drew near the Philistine. Now everybody looking at him, he picking up rocks and got a slingshot. Everybody looking at David like he crazy as hell. And you can imagine the Philistine, big as he is, and as many people as he done killed, he swagged up like a big dog. Verse 41, it says, and the Philistine came on and drew near unto David, and the man that bare the shield went before him. And when the Philistine looked about and saw David, he disdained him, for he was but a youth and ruddy and of a fair countenance. You know what I'm saying? When you go into that word ruddy, you know what I'm saying? It's just like you see a kid, you see a kid that's growing up and he ain't fully developed into his man body. You know what I'm saying? When you look up the word, it says, and the Philistine said unto David, am I a dog that cometh to me with staves? And the Philistine cursed David by his gods. And the Philistine said unto David, come to me, and I will give thy flesh unto the fowls of the air and to the beasts of the field. Then said David to the Philistine, thou comest to me with a sword and with a spear and with a shield, but I come to thee in the name of the Lord of hosts, the God of the armies of Israel, whom thou hast defied. You know what I'm saying? David let that power be known. He's like, nah, yeah, you got all that, but I got the spirit of the Lord on me, man. He had that confidence. This day will the Lord deliver thee into mine hand, and I will smite thee, and take thine head from thee, And I will cause thee the carcasses of the host of the Philistines this day unto the fowls of the air and to the wild beasts of the earth, that all the earth may know that there is a God in Israel. You know what I'm saying? He said, I'm finna whoop your ass, chop your head off, and I'm gonna keep it goddamn moving. That's what's finna happen. In the name of the Yahawah, Yahawashi. You know what I'm saying? And that's the same confidence that we gotta have, man. This is our book, man. This is our history. This is our lineage, man. These are our people. You know, we are the Lord's people, man. The Israelites, man. Verse 47, it says, and all this assembly shall know that the Lord saveth, not with sword and with spear, for the battle of the Lord's, for the battle is the Lord's, and he will give you into our hands. And it came to pass, when the Philistines arose and came and drew nigh to meet David, that David hasted and ran toward the army to meet the Philistines. And David put his hand in his bag and took thence a stone and slang it and smote the Philistine in his forehead, that the stone sunk into his forehead and he fell upon the face of the earth. You know what I'm saying? He basically shot that nigga, man. You know what I'm saying? David came with the force of a damn Desert Eagle. You know, a 357 Magnum, just throwing a rock at this nigga. You know what I'm saying? It says, so David prevailed over the Philistine with a sling and with a stone, and smote the Philistine and slew him. But there was no sword in the hand of David. Therefore David ran, stood upon the Philistine, and took his sword, and drew it out of the sheath thereof, and slew him, and cut off his head therewith. And when the Philistines saw the champion was dead, they fled. You know what I'm saying? He made them fools scatter. You know what I'm saying? The spirit of the Heavenly Father, man. I'm telling you, man, it ain't no joke. David was in the spirit, and Goliath fell into the hands of the living power, man. And he got destroyed right there in front of his whole army. And the men of Israel and of Judah rose and shouted and pursued the Philistines until thou come to the valley and to the gates of Ekron. And the wounded of the Philistines fell down by the way of Sha'aram, even unto Gath, and unto Ekron. And the children of Israel returned from chasing after the Philistines, and they spoiled their tents. And David took the head of the Philistine and brought it to Jerusalem. But he put his armor in his tent. And when Saul saw David go forth against the Philistine, he said unto Abner, the captain of the host, Abner, who is this youth? And Abner said, as thou liveth, O king, I cannot tell. And the king said, inquire thou whose son is this stripling. You know what I'm saying? And stripling and ruddy pretty much going to the same thing. Stripling and ruddy is just a young dude who haven't grown into his body yet. He haven't fully developed. You know what I'm saying? And as David returned from the slaughter of the Philistine, Abner took him and brought him before Saul with the head of the Philistine in his hand. And Saul said unto him, whose son art thou? Whose son art thou, young man? And David answered, I am the son of thy servant Jesse, the Bethlehemite. You know what I'm saying? And that's the type of story. That's the type of story that brothers need to get into, that brothers need to get the understanding of, so that they can build up that type of confidence in Yahawah, Yahawashi. You know, it says that David was a man of the Most High's heart. And David had his ups and downs as a man, but at the end of the day, he ended up being a righteous man in the spirit of Yahawah, Yahawashi. And the reason why the Most High had mercy on David and he's going to still be the king under Yahawashi in the kingdom is because he had that confidence and that faith in his power, you know, and we got to have that same type of power, you know. But I just wanted to go ahead and read that for you brothers, man. You know, it's about confidence at this point, man. Understanding is being opened up on all type of levels for the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel, man. We have a thorough understanding of these scriptures, man, and we're trying our best to live our lives as such. So when it comes to confidence, man, you got to get into the scriptures, man. You got to understand Yahawah, Yahawashi, and what their will is on this earth, man, and what their will is for us. And once you get that understanding, man, your confidence is just going to grow and grow and grow. You know what I'm saying? With that, I want to give all praises to Yahawah, Yahawashi, double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect.